In a small town surrounded by gentle hills and thick forests, there lived a young girl named Clara. She was curious and full of energy, always eager to explore and learn. Clara lived with her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, in a cozy house on the edge of town. The Thompsons were a close-knit family, but lately, life had become a bit more difficult for them. Mr. Thompson worked at a local factory, and there had been talk about people losing their jobs. The uncertainty was hard on Clara's parents, and the worry showed on their faces. They talked less and smiled even less, and the house felt heavier, as if something important was missing. Clara noticed the change. She missed the days when her parents laughed easily, when dinner was full of fun stories instead of quiet, worried conversations. She wanted to help, but she didn't know how. That night, as she lay in bed, she made a decision. Clara decided she would do something to make her family happy again. She came up with a simple idea. She would try not to complain and instead find something good in every situation. The next morning, Clara woke up determined to start her plan. At breakfast, she noticed her father frowning at the newspaper, probably reading more bad news about the factory. Instead of asking him what was wrong, she decided to share something positive. "Dad," Clara said with a big smile, "I saw the flowers in the garden this morning. They're blooming so beautifully. Maybe we can pick some for the kitchen table." Mr. Thompson looked up from his paper, surprised by Clara's cheerful tone. "That sounds like a great idea, Clara," he said, managing a small smile. Throughout the day, Clara kept her promise to herself. When her mother sighed about the rain that was delaying the laundry, Clara said, "But at least the plants are getting a good drink. They'll grow even better now." When her father complained about the long drive to work, Clara reminded him, "But you get to listen to your favorite songs on the way, right? That makes it more fun." At first, her parents didn't quite know what to make of Clara's sudden positivity. But as the days went by, they started to notice a difference. The more Clara focused on the good, the more they started to do the same. Slowly, the heaviness that had settled over their home began to lift. One evening, as the family sat down for dinner, Mrs. Thompson noticed something different. The conversation was lighter, the food seemed to taste better, and there was a warmth in the room that hadn't been there for a while. "Clara," she said, "you've been so positive lately. It's been really nice. What's your secret?" Clara beamed, proud of her little experiment. "I decided to take on a no complaints challenge, Mom. I thought if I tried to find something good in every situation, it might help us all feel better. And I think it's working." Mr. Thompson looked at his daughter with a mix of admiration and surprise. "You've always been wise beyond your years, Clara. I think you've taught us a valuable lesson." From that day on, the Thompsons made a conscious effort to focus on the positive aspects of their lives. They didn't ignore their challenges, but they chose to approach them with a mindset of gratitude and hope. The factory's future was still uncertain, and there were still bills to pay, but the Thompsons had rediscovered something far more valuable: the power of positivity. As weeks turned into months, the change in the Thompson household became clear to everyone who visited. Their friends and neighbors noticed the newfound joy in their home, and they often asked how they managed to stay so upbeat despite the challenges they faced. Mr. Thompson would smile and say, "It's all thanks to Clara and her no complaints challenge. She reminded us that there's always something to be thankful for, no matter how tough things get." Clara's simple idea had brought back the happiness that had once filled their home. She had shown her parents that while they couldn't control everything that happened to them, they could control how they responded. And that made all the difference. As for Clara, she continued her challenge, and it became a way of life for her. She found that focusing on the positive not only made her feel better, but it also made the people around her happier. She learned that a little bit of positivity could go a long way, and that sometimes, the best way to help others is to lead by example. The Thompson story spread throughout the town, and soon, other families began taking on the no complaints challenge. It became a movement, with people finding new ways to appreciate the good in their lives, even when times were tough. And so, in that small town, a simple idea from a young girl named Clara helped to transform not just her own family, but an entire community. The power of positivity had taken root, and it all started with one girl's determination to make a difference. If you enjoyed Clara's story and want to hear more inspiring tales, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community. Let's spread positivity together, one story at a time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.